Spirit of the East. So if you've chosen this card, Spirit of the East people, or you're an air sign, which would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this is a reading for you. Okay, now obviously you can have it on your moon, Venus, North Node, Sagittarius, not Sagittarius, air sign, air, ascendant, or your sun as well. Whatever, for whatever reason you're watching this, or it's across, cross watching. Okay, so this is to do with the air signs, and anybody who chose from the first instance the overall astrological energy reading as well. You might want to go back to that because that will set the foundation for this reading. And this is a bit more of a personalized reading, in the sense, a general reading for the air signs and the Spirit of the East. So let's have a look what this lunar eclipse it talks to, let you know. So for air signs, I would definitely say that in order to hold a sense of peace and stay grounded as we approach this lunar eclipse, and some of you could be already experiencing this, particularly if you're quite good at your grounding work, is to remain flexible. Okay, so be flexible. I feel that there are many changes. There'll be some changes around the dates. There'll be changes around maybe what's been said. Perhaps you're giving many options, and you don't know which way to go. Only way to, if you look at both these pictures as well, let's start here for a change in this camera here. Okay, we've got two eggs on the foreground. We've got, this is your opening card. We've got the flexible card and the peace card. And this is from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Both eggs always, to me, are new beginnings, new possibilities, and very much staying grounded and poised. If you look at these, they're very steady. You don't feel like they're going to rock over at any time soon. And she's also got her hands planted on the top there, and she's very serene. There's a face there of serenity as well. So do any practice that you can. Stay serene, stay flexible, all right, and stay grounded. Okay, my hands are going towards the hand, and my eyes rather going towards the hands here. And if you notice, she's really balanced. So do anything that's going to keep you balanced. It might be working with your hands, maybe do some writing, or maybe playing an instrument, maybe making something or planting something as well, maybe sowing some seeds of new possibilities. But whatever it is, I feel like some of you definitely had some news about some possibilities, which could have rocked your peace, or very much excitedly moving you towards a peaceful and much more of a life that you've actually been wanting to expand and move towards. There is a sense of flexibility that's required, though, I can't help but say, as we move into this lunar eclipse, which is on the 16th of May. I am recording this on the 10th of May. So anytime you see this, not the 10th of May, 10th of May is when Mercury retrograde happens. Okay, but we are in a shadow period already of the Mercury retrograde. So we could have already been sort of noticing things are changing. There are certain phone calls are not getting through, or some kind of glitch coming to anything to do with travel and communication as well. What I wanted to say was about maybe having to maneuver earlier on different ideas, people, and everything else, and just be mindful that to stay steady literally on your hands. So be very hand orientated, do basic stuff, do some washing, do some cleaning, do things maybe through looking through your paperwork, anything that keeps you focused and grounded in the moment. Okay. We're moving into, so some of you definitely could be attracting some kind of loyal partnership, okay, where you can really show what's being yourself. Okay, this is two cards here coming up to the lunar eclipse, and I feel that this could be a relationship. So some of you could be meeting your other half, or certainly this lunar eclipse is going to have you expose yourself completely and start being honest. Some of you might actually want to honestly communicate about you want to break up, that this relationship no longer serves you. Here we've got these two cards here as well. And perhaps you want to actually undo the loyal heart that you had towards somebody, or you're going to be strengthening the relationship by being honest as well and speaking from your heart and allowing yourself to be seen as well. Because here we've got this little baby owl taking, I think the mask there has been taking the mask off as well, or, sort of getting rid of the pretense that you are, in a certain place or doing something in a certain way when in fact you're not, or maybe you want to actually be very transparent about how you are, who you are, and where you are, and that is also going to bring some loyalty towards you. I feel there's a sense of vulnerability because you're going to be opening yourself up. So this is going to be different for all and every one of your air signs. But generally the message is by exposing yourself, by being honest, you can actually find that you've got a better connection with certain people around you. It could be friend, family, friends, boss, employer, client. Okay. It's a bit like people say, well, how are you? And you hear people go, oh yeah, I'm fine. In that kind of tone, I'm fine. which is so not fine at all. All right. It's not even embodied tone of voice, or you can tell when somebody's brushing something aside that's not, really there, or they say one thing and they're actually behaving in a different way as well. Okay. So this is really an opportunity now for you to maybe expose that truth. The owl is a sign of wisdom. You've got 3 owls here, you've got 2 facing each other and then 1. So maybe you're able to see the truth through another person about yourself. And this is now wanting for you to be able to maybe even look into your own self and maybe see where you need to see and speak the truth, because this lunar eclipse, the general overall reading energy and the essence of how the planets are set up, which I'm not going to go into detail here. You can look at my first video, which will just be titled The Lunar Eclipse, and it'll be on my channel, so you can find that. And I will put a link below, but this is very much about a release. So this is really about balancing as well. Anything that's not balanced, anything that's not mutual and in total harmony and reciprocal and, being reciprocated. Are you the person who's always phoning the same friend up and the other friend doesn't phone you up hardly at all? Or are you the only person that sort of reveals your heart and your truth in speaking, and then they also just feign any kind of hardship or anything like that. And you feel like somehow that they've been going through some difficulty and they're not actually sharing that as well. Are you also in a relationship or in a partnership or in a situation where you feel that, certain things are locked tight with certain people and you are the ones, opening yourself up to reveal yourself? This is a time, or maybe you're putting more effort into the relationship, doing more work in the relationship, doing all the speaking in the relationship, the communicating, the bending in the relationship, keeping the peace in the relationship, whatever it is. Okay. I think some of you are already aware of this, and perhaps in between transitioning, between worlds, between a situation where you've addressed something and now you're moving into a situation. Now, I will say this, that if you haven't actually addressed it and taken things a bit of charge on this front, you will find that the lunar eclipse will do it for you. Okay, we've got Uranus right up against Taurus, which is opposite Scorpio, where the full moon is. So you are going to be able to see things very, very clearly, where things are not all as hunky-dory as you think it is. Now, all this glitters as gold is not about, for me, seeing about, this mound of treasure. This is the other way for me. It's about being deluded about what you thought was going to be great is actually not, and you're now seeing things clearly. Okay, this is a card that shines its truth in that way. I am going to have a look at it though. That's how I like to read this card, and that's what's coming to me right now. This is about you being able to see people clearly as well, seeing your life clearly, or maybe even removing the old life, and leaving it behind, and then moving towards something that really does have some glitter for you, or some kind of spark. When I say glitter, because this card also is full of magic. There's this sort of the rays of light beaming out. Okay, so again, you can be getting some kind of news, some voice as well. Maybe in your dream states, some of you, your dreams could have been very vivid recently as well. And it's very important to pay attention to any messages you could be receiving. Yeah, it says here, a need to go beyond the superficial. And that's a really good way of putting it. The desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature. Okay, trying to be something that you're not, chasing after very sparkling new thing, beaver mercurial. So this is what I mean, right? So this is about not falling for the illusion, or maybe you have, you've kind of romanticized somebody, something, or some situation in the past. This is, and this is you being able to see things really clearly now. Okay, and this is about removing that mask and actually really facing the truth. Okay, an opportunity to maybe to walk away from whatever it is, but you are going to be guided. I mean, these messages are now overlapping as well, because we've got the higher power card here, which is also the card of super guidance as well. So ask to be guided and to be shown. Try not to get in your head too much as well. There's absolutely every reason to be strategizing and planning, all right, but then sometimes we can really get into a mental state about things, and this is really about surrendering all, which is the overall card here of the theme of this lunar eclipse, which I go into greater detail in my opening video, the first video that is the overall message for everybody. Okay, so I feel that with you, though, with this release card being at the central core of the air sign and the spirit of the East reading, that you really need to let go of overthinking. I mean, she's got her hand here. She's exhausted herself from thinking. And then somewhere she's pondering too much, okay? And then which is making her stagnant and sort of almost not moving. There's very little inactivity. Okay, and that's not a bad thing. Maybe even taking some time to just think things through, let things happen. But I really feel that letting things happen will happen by you asking for guidance. All right, sometimes we really don't know what to do, or maybe we've said yes to something, or we're kind of pursuing something and suddenly realize that maybe it's not such a great idea. And by being guided, you will be given the inspiration here. My eyes have gone to the key on the forehead there. Okay, so you're going to be given some kind of awareness, some kind of sign, all right, that what's right, which route to go down, which choices to make, okay, because we're responsible for our own choices, and that's where we have our own power. But try not to be deluded by, do not fall for false promises, I would say as well. Watch for people who are wearing masks, who are feigning, making promises that maybe they can't actually keep as well, or making out that they have your best intentions at heart when they don't. Okay, I might even just get a card on that. I'm going to pull this. Okay, some of you I definitely feel you are getting some, you are moving from one life to another, one situation to another, not so much one relationship to another, but you're moving through something within yourself that is going to shift you maybe out of what was not satisfying to you, and moving into a much more kind of a sense of lightness. Okay, and which also brings me here, divine orchestration, again, which is about higher power and helpers in the subtle realm. So you really are being guided, and you couldn't be more guided. And I feel that this lunar eclipse is going to maybe do something or show you something where you're actually being guided. I mean, you've got two double whammies, okay? Now, this is also, I asked for clarification on the glitter card here, and I'm using the Rebecca Campbell's, Work Your Light Oracle deck. Okay, I've used this for the first time in a new moon deck. I really like it. For some reason, the messages are really speaking to me for these readings at the moment. So I am kind of enjoying using them here. And this is, like I said, a council of light. So I asked about this because there is something in your life, someone in your life, something that is showing up that you might need some guidance of, or people are being like a trickster. Okay, you see that big long nose there as well in that mask. So somebody could be lying, okay, and just saying things because they're so good at pathologically sounding right or have the best intentions when they really don't. Okay, you might think about it's going to make you some money or it's going to give you this and that. Be discerning. Okay, again, you've got a guide behind there as well. Okay, so you are being guided in every which way, but if you are confused, conflicted, and don't know which way to go, and you're trying to ponder into the situation, solve the problem by thinking about it, I recommend that you let it go for the time being and let the higher power guide you, okay? Trust that you have time, stay in the here and now, try not to do anything too rash, all right? And just know that this is a very important time in your life, and no matter what could be happening, this is actually guiding you to something better. And I say this because the other card that came out with the Council of Light card, I'll show you both together actually. All right, it's called Lemuria, which is creating heaven on earth, and it's happening. So whatever's happening, okay, it might not seem that anything's happening, or maybe it's some kind of unexpected destruction also in your life that could be causing you some concerns and stuff. It's very important for you to take leadership in your life and trust that whatever's happening is for you to actually move towards this sort of sense of heaven on earth, as above, as below, below as above kind of thing. And you can actually really clearly intentionalize to have that kind of life that if you so wish, all right? Be able to create what your heaven is. Ask yourself, what is my heaven? In the meantime, like I said, there is going to be something very much, I think, if not already, has come in. okay, but you want to stay in the here and now, and just do things that keep you focused and grounded in the now. That could be sorting things out before we come into any full moon, which is a culmination energy. It is often really good time to clear anything out. Okay, and I think we've all got so many more things that we need. We've got so many more apps than we need. We've got so many more clothes than we need. We've got so many things that we constantly buy, hoard maybe, or accumulate anyway. It's very easy to do. It's how we have been kind of cultured, educated, nurtured through finding safety and security through having. And this is really about really kind of lightening your load as well, maintaining your flexibility and trusting that, what you need will be with you, and getting rid of everything and releasing anything that no longer serves you. For some reason, for the air signs, I'm being moved to pull another of the moon oracle deck. Okay, now each reading is different. So again, you've got different elements, say your moon in a fire sign, then you might want to look at that because it might be another message. And I use different decks, just to, not all different decks, but obviously some different decks, and more decks in some readings than others. Okay. Let's have a look. So there's another card, a message that we could be giving the air signs and the spirit of the East. Thank you. Oh, I've got 2, I've got 3. Okay, but there's that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So this, I think, really keeps, there is something that's definitely coming into your life, okay, that maybe you have manifested and attracted. This is a superpower, super card of attraction. What some of you could be experiencing or will be experiencing is a sense of anxiety or fear around it. All right. So whatever happens, release the fear, because remember, this is the overall theme. Okay. You want to release the fear. All right. Right. And then don't, if you see she's there with her head down, not being able to see beyond what feels that is maybe a lot of mental noise. This reminds me a bit of like the 9 of Swords card as well. When you're so anxious, so overthinking things, fearful about everything that can go wrong, or maybe this, that, and the other. The idea is to leave it, to release it. Just trust. Okay. Definitely release the noise in your head and the noise of other people as well. And perhaps keep yourself cocooned coming up to certainly the lunar eclipse, because there is something, if it's not arrived yet, and look at the size of that moon on this deck, right? Something you've attracted to you that it's going to be a really big deal, okay? A really big, expansive deal, all right? Or maybe shaking up your world in a way that you weren't expecting, because here we've got the card of unexpected, which is what I've been saying. We've got Uranus conjunct Taurus, which is part of this lunar eclipse, and which means that we can be getting messages, situations that's coming out of the blue, have come out of the blue, not already from the lunar eclipse, but certainly will do, and things that are going to be seen. And I think you're going to be shown the way, okay, air sign. So any of you that's feeling stuck, there could be a moving forward that maybe you weren't able to see clearly before, or you didn't want to see clearly before because you were actually afraid. All right. And now you can actually see clearly, and maybe you're willing to walk through that tunnel, to walk through that passage where something is calling you. So I'm going to leave the card messages here, but let's have a look at what the tincture has, the trinkets have. See if there's any messages here. Okay, you've got 2 wanted to stick. Okay, we've got the angel card. So this is another card of guidance here. We've got major guidance. Okay, you can even imagine angel wings on the back of yourself and just trust that you're being moved accordingly by the magic and the counsel of your guides and the angels and the archangels. You can also call upon your archangels if that's something you do, or any kind of guidance. All right. Some of you will definitely be getting a message as well quite soon, if not already, that is going to take you elsewhere. I've also got this little fairy here, okay, which reminds me of the card that's blessing. So I think that there's going to be some kind of magical blessing that could be coming your way, okay, or kind of like wishing upon a star, because there's also a little star, which I feel is really close to this attraction card. Okay, some of you, I'm an air sign, I'm an Aquarian as well, and I've had some news recently that I would really sort of say that have absolutely matched, come out of the blue, that has been my wish, my dream, and has come out of the unexpected, although I've actually put the intention out there ages ago, and also had been praying for that possibility. Okay, so there could be situations that's already happened for some of you, It certainly happened for me, that this is what is happening. There's something that's really coming. And to release any anxiety that you might have towards the fear, if that's where you're at, like I said, just stay in the here and now. Okay, let's see what chakra would be the best chakra for you. Now, each month, if you haven't been following me, I choose a chakra and sort of inform you. And, you know, if you're not interested in this bit, you can stop the video here if that's what you want to do. But I always choose a chakra to help you during these times of change, during these times to help you transform your inner world so you can actually navigate your outer world much better and easily and effortlessly. And we'll see. So here we've got... I think the heart chakra, which is very beautiful, because this card very much is about, for me, or this theme for air signs, which could also be very much in your head, because that's what we do. We're very good at occupying ourselves in our head, is to drop down into the heart. Okay, the heart center, the heart chakra. And the heart chakra really for me, and I think I mentioned the heart chakra in the first video, the overall reading, tells me that we really need to stay heart-centered, stay in your heart, so therefore fearless as well. Because you can't have fear while you're in your heart. Okay, those two just don't come. You can't have love and fear together. Okay, you can't love somebody and fear it. You either fear it and it's not working, or you love something or someone and that's what it is. And you can, and this I feel I'm also getting is, it's really an opportunity now to put your heart, your love for something very much out there. Okay, really leading a heart-centered life. Now, I've used this word before, this term earlier on one of the other segments, and I feel that this very much is allowing you to maybe make choices. And I'm looking at this card, and I think something might come even out the blue, which is going to redirect you to a much more of a heart-centered life. I feel it's to do with people who really see you, who are loyal to you. Okay, I mean, I'm not really been using the side camera, so I hope it's going to be okay for... but this unexpected, right, is very much about opening up the heart as well. I mean, there's truth to be told. I mean, you can't speak the truth if it's not from your heart. It's when you speak from the heart, the truth speaks volumes, and it is heard, and it is received, and it is met. All right. And it is sometimes a very hard thing when we actually find that we've betrayed ourselves with possibly a partner that's actually not been very loyal or very truthful or honest, and perhaps there's something within ourselves that we weren't actually very honest or loyal to ourselves as well. So this lunar eclipse, I know for a fact, will be really highlighting some of the untruths around our lives, if you've not been actually already looking and observing and really being aware of it, and really bringing it up to the fore. And it is an opportunity for us to actually really heal our hearts and come from a place of our hearts as well, and make choices in our lives that really give us that sustenance, where we no longer can lead a life just plainly from the ego, okay? And making the changes from ourselves will actually really help and contribute for others as well, for us to lead others through how we live our lives as well. Okay, so I will end the reading here, air sign. If you want much more of an extended reading, maybe a reading that kind of complements this one, do check out your rising or your moon, possibly your Venus or even your North Node. And if it's a different element to the air sign, then just go and find the link below. I'm doing them separate videos this time, and see if that works a bit more rather than a full length video. So you can just jump straight in to your element sign. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you want to actually subscribe, that's great. If you've hit this channel for the first time, do so you're getting further notifications. Yeah, do comment and let me know if there's anything that resonates for you as well. It's always great to get some sound feedback. And obviously I put, there's much, I would say effort, because I really enjoy doing these, but I'd really love to have these videos go out to a larger audience as well. So your support really helps and makes it possible. So thanks again. I will leave the reading here for you, air signs, and the spirit of the East people. This is the ones who chose this card. Do catch me in the next new moon reading for your next new moon reading as well. I'll leave it here. Lots of love. Have a great one, and stay safe, stay grounded, and stay flexible will be my message as well. All right. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.